Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to play GeForce 99 2.3 story London Downing.
The Fog Walker has requested the Foundation's assistance. Due to a mysterious change in the smog, they've been experiencing extraordinary rates of tuberculosis. We need someone experienced in medicine to go to London and investigate.
Miss Tooth Fairy.
Miss Tooth Fairy, I'm Brimley, the ranger colleague of Arthur Fogg. There's a lot more going on here than meets the eye. Miss! Watch your head!
Are you here for the Uluru Games? Here in Cross Street, we're all celebrating the upcoming Uluru qualifiers. I'm Flutterpage. I wake everyone up in the morning. The most amazing witch lives here too. These snails are for her to eat.
Is she French?
Why? You've seen her in France? I've never even seen her leave the house.
It's all because of her! That fog hag! She's the one who created the black fog! She's cursed us!
To protect the health of all involved, the London Uluru qualifiers have been cancelled.
Why should I
no.
care? I'm no athlete. I've only got one leg. Just like I've nothing to do with the Uluru Games. The qualifiers would have held the floor ritual.
She was
The
a
floor
once-in-a-generation floor ritualist.
We'll just have to hold our own games.
Have you forgotten about the challenge? Charlotte O'Hagan?
I don't care what anyone thinks.
London Downing Uluru Games. Okay. Let's play. It's a story.
I'm ready to go.
Oh, Miss Tooth Fairy.
Please fasten your seatbelt, miss. We're setting off now.
It really looks beautiful.
You ever been to London, miss?
Yes, a long time ago.
Long, eh? 5 years? 10 years?
Longer than that.
Come on, Fan. How long? You don't look 100 years old. The hospital is 2 streets away. Oh, by the way, it's been arranged for you to meet Mr. Fogg first, and then he'll show you around the hospital.
I don't see why we need to make a big deal out of a simple visit.
Couldn't agree more, miss. But as this is an official visit by Mr. Fogg, as a servant of the Crown, you can rightly expect that they're going to have the old place decked out like Christmas.
Thank you for taking me there directly. I will go to Mr. Fogg's office after my visit. You can leave without me. I think I'd like to take the underground.
Her voice is so calm.
The tube? You won't like it, miss. Not the kind of place for a decent young lady. I'll wait here for you, love. I'll do my best not to crack into my flask of whiskey while I wait.
Thank
The guy
you.
for the drinks.
I'll be back soon.
I love the voice actor for GeForce 99. It's like they are the character. What is that? Did a fog just explode? A building?
How are things at SPDM, Tooth Fairy? I'm hearing rave reviews about their school physician.
I'm glad to hear it. Young children are particularly easy to soothe. A few candies and they behave just fine. A little toffee or a nibble of a fruity sweet, and they've forgotten all about the Tooth Fairy's taste.
The tooth,
A
alright,
proper dose of
if it's
sweets
tooth
serves to
fairies.
calm the nervous system, and that doesn't just apply to kids.
What is your favorite character, Jet, in Reforce 99?
Your work here is undoubtedly busier than mine at SPDM. Besides, you're directly responsible for our timekeeper, the little troublemaker. But I am sure you didn't summon me here all for a little chit-chat.
Madam Sian removed the candy and placed it in her mouth, allowing it slowly dissolve. Then she placed a stack of paper on
The
the table.
Foundation has now confirmed the correlation between social turmoil and the emergence of the storm. Our branches around the world are now making efforts to collect information on these key social movements. As you may know, there was a strike that has only just ended in London. And there is something I'd like to show you, besides the strike itself.
Tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis.
Indeed, there appears to be abnormalities concerning air pollution and reported cases of TB. Compared to our records before the storm, TB morbidity rates are extraordinarily high, approaching levels that shouldn't be seen until the Great Smog of 1952. Our Mr. Fogg, the fog walker, has also reported that there is something unusual about the composition of the fog.
So, we need an insider with knowledge of the storm to visit London, ideally one with a medical background. I see.
I know your winter vacation just started, but I'm sure you understand the dire situation we find ourselves in. I'll apply for a special allowance for this field mission. What do you say?
I'd be happy to go. Perhaps I'll collect some rare teeth from this era.
You love some
Good luck
teeth.
then. Mr. Fogg will contact you when you arrive. He is our liaison between the Foundation and the British government. He'll take you to the hospital, handling many of these respiratory patients. You will be given full trust to resolve this problem. There is something else. The Uluru Qualifier will soon be held in London. It may factor into your investigation.
Uluru Qualifier?
Uluru London.
Uluru London Qualifier coming soon. Arcanist Fair in Cross Street. Support your favorite competitors.
So, I want to ask, who in chat has played Reforce 99 before? Type 1 if everyone had ever played it. Type 2 if you never played.
Winners will represent Great Britain in the Australian finals.
Australia? They shipped my uncle off to Australia back in the day. I always figured he got done in by a kangaroo. But if the Smoky gets any worse, I think I might chance it. Maybe I'll find him in the outback there. Or at least avenge him.
This is all. The task for to fairy for the fire, the little games are not very for current focus.
That smoke seems to have severely damaged that hospital. But you don't seem concerned.
We've seen worse, miss. You wouldn't believe how many houses we lose a year to gas line explosions. Nothing much can shock us Londoners. It's a city where you can meet arcanists from all over the world. Arabians, North Africans, Indians and Japanese. Who knows what kind of arcane skill they can cast?
The police are on the scene now, but can they really do anything to clean up the hospital?
Well, police have got their own way of dealing with things. None too friendly. I think you should bring this up to Mr. Fogg. He's one of the few folks that look out for the working man, and he's never afraid of calling out the upper class.
I suspect Mr. Fogg will have known before we did. Let's follow the path of this dark soot on the street. Maybe we can find it, or its owner.
As you like, miss. Seems it's leading us to the East End. Only thing that comes out of the East End are drunks, tramps, and Jack the Ripper.
Oh my god.
Bloody!
What happened? A sudden stabbing pain struck the nerve into Peggy's temple. She almost stumbled as she rushed to exit the car. The driver poked his head through the car windows, claiming to justify his mistake.
Miss, I swear to High Heaven that I have not had a drop of drink today. This is the East End for you. Either you hit someone, or someone hits you. Please, miss, take a look for me. Tell me if I hit anything. I can take it.
It appears there's no one in front of the car.
No one?
I'm up here!
Hmm?
Look up there, miss!
Off Flutter page.
Can you catch me?
Huh?
The little girl's skirt catches the wind and she drifts weightlessly through the air. The colorful scraps of paper spiral through the air and swirl around her. They're all Ulugu flying
She's
with
being
purity.
lifted up on the wind. Is this her arcane skill? If so, she's amazing for her age.
He gently descends, seemingly headed straight into Tooth Fairy's arm, but at the last moment she shifts direction and rests softly a few steps away.
You lose. You ain't going to qualify for nothing like that.
What?
Are you hurt at all?
Why would I be? It's not even as high up as a canary nest. It's no sweat with the help of little wind. But the Sutakiki was hurt. The car hit his waist.
Is this Sutakiki your friend?
Yes, but he ran away. He's probably angry. I bet he's still around. He don't forgive easy. See? Over there. That's the Sutakiki. And I'm Flutterpage.
Would you bring your
Sutakiki.
friend out? I'd like to make amends if I hurt him. Especially if he can't work.
Oh, he doesn't work, but you still need to apologize.
Dr. Page turns toward the alley, waving into the shadow.
Come on out, Sutakiki. This bloke here wants to apologize to you.
She called her a bloke. What the? Does that mean I got smoke? What?
That thing doesn't even have a waist. And he's as big as a kangaroo.
His waist is right there. Can't you see?
A frightened critter is dangerous. Please stay back, child.
recommend plan. So let's just do my question.
Embrace rather than resist.
Let's put it on auto.
Sir, I suggest you cover your mouth and nose. There's something off about the smog.
Christ, so the rumours are true. I never should have gone into an alley like this on such a smoggy day.
What? Is this a new
He's looking
mechanic?
at the end of the alley. He must
Smog
want to go that way.
inhalation.
The smog's not as thick there. I think he wants to escape. Maybe the smog's harmful to him too.
Is this Keep up the pace. Listen. Time to turn the page.
Okay.
Now,
We want
to
shot
preserve this memory.
Bollocks, bollocks! Turn over already, you stupid car!
The engine goes to life again. Its piston drumming the retreat as the car careens through the streets.
Why did Mr. Driver run away like the Sutakiki?
He was worried for his car. If it got damaged, it could cost him his job.
Lose his job? Oh, got it. I don't want to lose my job neither.
What's your job? You're so young.
He has a car, so I wager he makes more than 6 pence a week. How did he get that job? Can I do it too?
I suppose you could, once you grow up. Here, open
You
your
wanna
mouth.
drive? Let's say for this a shimmering jar of ointment made from the ground golden fairy and lanolin. A concoction capable of soothing one's fear of swallowing a tooth fairy for the first time.
What's this?
You were hurt. It's a kind of ointment. It will numb the pain if you ingest it, or reduce the inflammation if you rub it on your wound.
Was I hurt? I feel a little pain. But what do you mean by inflammation? Does that mean I'll catch on fire?
Take it, and you will feel much better.
You don't know what inflammation is
Doctor's
and you want
orders,
to
kid.
drive? The little girl's curiosity easily trumps her hesitation towards the unfamiliar. She stretches her neck and sucks tooth fairy ointment covered finger.
Huh?
It's a bit sour, like a moldy raspberry, but still sweet. Why aren't other pills as sweet as yours? I see. So you're a witch doctor, aren't you? I can tell from your metal mask, teeth necklace, and the golden fairies in your jar.
That is a reasonable assumption.
So you're here for the Uluru Fair then? Must be. You even got the flyer with you.
Actually, I'm here as a doctor to investigate a tuberculosis outbreak, but the strange black fog damaged the hospital I was heading to. I followed the trace it left behind to this area.
Black fog? There ain't no black fog. Around here the smog is yellow, and sometimes I've seen black smoke puffing up from the factory chimneys, but never in Cross Street.
What? The smoke are yellow? What is this? What is the smoke made of?
As like to be an arcane skill, miss. Lots of us arcanists here. That's why we're all chuffed up for the Uluru qualifiers. There's herbalists, psychics, diviners, magicians.
Thank you, Flutter Page. I think I've got the idea.
Left to her own devices, Flutterpage will decide the job of every arcanist on the entire street.
Great! Then I'll show you around. You'll like it here.
Oh, she's gonna show us around. This brochure is issued to all Uluru qualifier participants and enthusiasts. Full details are found on the back. No, I'm not getting that. Swallows in the chimney.
Welcome to Cross Street!
Makeshift stall line the street as Arcanus celebrate the approaching Uluru qualifiers. This what a page left the last of the Uluru flyers slip from her finger. They scatter as the soul of the wind and drifts into half-open windows.
Stop littering, you grimy little bug.
Hey, don't say that to a child.
This is the Uluru Fair!
That's good, you know. That's child you're talking to.
The trace of the black fog seems to have disappeared into a large gathering of volcanists. A wise choice. A choice, I'm already assuming, that has a certain level of intelligence.
Ultimately, she is the only a doctor when it comes to outside of illness. She often finds herself lost.
Sounds like monster. Like from Tall Tales where adults make up to scare us. But I heard people talking when I was sitting on the roof. They say he was born from a smokestack.
It does appear to have a similar composition to soot.
That's no good for the birds, Miss Doctor. I sure hope it don't come here. I don't want it to muck up the Uluru Fair or scare the canaries away from the chimneys.
What's so special about the canaries?
They always know where the lanolin snails are hiding. All I'll do is give them a bit of old bread or seeds, and they find me the snails.
What?
It's my snail catching day. Stay right there, miss. I'll be back soon as I finish. Don't
Why
go
are you
getting off your
catching
sauce while
snails?
I'm gone.
Without what the spacesuit. A gentleman is in the fine grey woolen coat stands tall nearby. He is utterly courageous with the rest of the street.
Hmm?
This is an Arcanist Fair Booth application form. You need only fill this, and get proper approval from the city government. Then no one can bother you.
Approval, eh? What's the point? The games will be over by the time they've even looked at my application.
Are we entirely certain we even want to hold the fair in these conditions? Don't you think the weather now isn't appropriate for that kind of strenuous physical activity?
What else can we do? We need to earn our bread, or perhaps you could clean the air for us, eh, Mr. Fogwalker?
I'm doing all that I can.
Which means you can't do nothing at all, don't it?
My god.
Yeah, we're coughing. But what we make in a day at the fair here is more than an entire week anywhere else. Not like we have royal allowances to rely on, unlike you. Enough of it already. Now, would you mind moving aside for the little lady behind you? She's been waiting a while.
Oh, I do apologize, miss. Miss Tooth Fairy.
I didn't expect to
He
run
should be
into you
playable.
here,
This guy,
Mr. Fogg.
this guy look like more than an NPC.
The pleasure is all mine, miss. Oh, where are my manners? Welcome to London.
Before 99 NPCs look like they playable character, but in the end they're not. It's so sad.
Of course, we were supposed to meet in the office of the London Atmospheric Cleanup Committee. I'd have prepared a fine Indian tea for you. But I was called away to deal with matters here on Cross Street. It's a happy coincidence that you popped by. It will save us both some time.
Something the matter? You mean the air pollution?
not precisely, no. Though one could say the problem is related. In fact, it seems just about every one of our problems comes down to these sticky contradictions. For example, contrary to good wisdom, the people of Cross Street have opted to continue their fare, despite the obvious dangers of the fog. That's just unreasonable.
You're the unreasonable one here, mate. Stop the Uluru Fair on account of a bit of fog. Fog in London. Should we cancel if there's water in the Thames next?
Citizens should be made aware of the harm caused by fog, and reduce unnecessary outdoor activities.
Pardon me, you lot government officials? You saying we aren't allowed to celebrate the Uluru qualifiers? So what are you expecting us to do? Just watch the games and then pop off home? It's not like there are many events left for us arcanists to celebrate in our own country.
You're already coughing.
Sir,
What do you want?
You seem to have quite a severe cough.
Oh, it's not so bad. Just a little curse is all. Doesn't matter none. A good arcanist healer can cure me.
That's exactly what I've been talking about. A curse? Good lord, man. You have a disease called tuberculosis. You need a proper doctor, not a healer.
Maybe this is just how citizens in Cross Street best comprehend the disease, in the arcanist way. It's not a matter of arcanists or humans. Tuberculosis is caused by the presence of bacterium in the air. It can't be cured through ritualistic purification or exorcism.
You just don't get it, do you? It's not like that. If this tuber what have you is the reason, then why does my chest burn like hell? I've never heard of no bacteria what could do that.
You feel like your chest is burning?
Like swallowing a flaming coal it is. It all started this month. Never felt anything like this before.
Like I said, there's no disease. This has to be the Fog Hag's curse.
Oh my god.
She's the one who
Talking to
summoned
people
this
is like
damnable
talking to
black
old
fog.
people.
She used to be a toad before she was thrown into an alchemist's cauldron and came out as a twisted old hag that haunts our street.
I know this
Could
game
you
has
tell me more
power,
about
but
the black fog?
I think this is far-fetched, really. A witch.
Don't say anything about it. It'll bring bad luck.
Because
So now we have a fog hag? What's to come next, I wonder?
he raised his hand in resignation, knowing that as a gentleman he shall speak no further of the matter.
Sometimes, despite being an arcanist myself, it's hard to understand my own people. But that's what they think around here. My colleague is presently out investigating this curse they mentioned. But, to say nothing of his intrepid skills as a ranger, I doubt he'll produce any evidence of this so-called hag. In fact, he...
A long sharp whistle cuts through the air, like that of a rider galloping across the plains or the land down under.
Arthur, a little help, mate. We've got trouble.
The water is a hat riding a foggy horse races forward. It's goes fluttering in the thick smoke like a cavalryman returning from a recognition mission. Oh my god, why are there so many floating hats? Wait a minute, didn't one appear in the first
So,
Uluru one? The
here it
Australia
is.
one?
What's that after you now, old hat?
It's the Black Fog. Seems I've startled it, and now it's sent out critters into the streets. Steady on. Let's charge like soldiers of the Great Emu War.
What is the emu one?
It's the hag. The hag's curse is coming for us.
Those
The
nasty
heck?
critters are coming from her garden! Run!
Okay, yeah, Marcus.
Join with us, comrades.
To the left. Or this one. Listen.
Sharp fangs.
Time to turn the page. Take a deep breath.
Cheer up.
Just to the right. To the left.
Yeah,
Chris, no space.
Come back. I need your feedback on our session.
May I say it was an honor to serve as your bodyguard, miss. I'm Brimley, the ranger colleague of my mate here, Arthur Fogg.
Arthur
I
Fogg.
wasn't hurt. Thanks to you.
Mr. Fogg lightly brushed the soot from his coat before walking over to Tooth Fairy. Despite clearing away most of the black fog, his expression looked grim.
Thank you, Miss Tooth Fairy, for telling us what happened at the hospital. We ought to make a summary of our investigation so far.
Decent government employees are particularly good at providing summaries.
We've encountered 3 oddities thus far today. This mysterious black fog, the unusual burning chest symptom, and...
Is Willow good? Because I'm beginning to think, should I pull Willow or
this
pull
so-called
Flutterpage?
fog hag living on Cross Street.
Well done, mate. You did it. You said it out loud. We may just break the ice of your soul yet.
I'm only doing my due diligence by quoting the title verbatim. Back to the
Oh
topic.
my god, those are some high words.
Combining these clues together, we should assume a causal connection. The hag releases black fog, giving Londoners this variant of TB with the burning chest symptom.
When did you move into 221B Baker Street, mate?
The fog also shifts his gaze, knowing that even if he were to inhale a mouthful of the black fog, his face will...
It's a reasonable speculation. If so, then the first thing is to determine if such a lady lives here on Cross Street. We'd better pay her a visit.
If you insist, Dal. I can already confirm that for you. She's here, all right. Down at the house at the mangy front garden at the south end.
Very well. But might I suggest we don't all go in a rush to pay her a visit? We know nothing about her, or even whether this hag is a danger.
Oi, Miss Witch Doctor. You done talking to Mr. Fogg and Mr. Hat?
Is that how she calls
Flutterpage,
people?
where have you been?
Wasn't you listening? I was off catching snails. With a bit of help from the canaries.
Flutterpage lives in a glass jar filled with snails.
Good on you, little tacker. That's quite the harvest.
She tucks the jar away in the folds of her clothing, then lightly grabs the hem of Tooth Fairy's coat.
Shall we then, Miss Witch Doctor?
Where are you taking me?
Thought I'd show you around Cross Street. Figuring since I'm the best guide here.
Are you? Then, do you happen to know about the house at the south end of the street?
Flutterpage pondered for a moment before her eyes widened in the realization.
Sure do. Actually, these snails are for her. You can tag along with me to see her if you like.
What? Okay. A conversation overheard as well biological best in photosynthesis. Yada yada yada, I'm not reading. Okay. Fog hack. old grey house across the smoke in the garden feels unusually dense. It has taken on an almost milky, gelatinous quality. The damp, fishy air sticks to the visitors, sparks ivy winds around the ancient stone wall, its bare roots clinging desperately to it.
This right here, miss, is the Fog Lady's house. As you can tell, it is a very big, big house. Not like mine. Mine is small, but very high up.
Steep, tilted roofs, sash windows. It's very Victorian.
Oh no. Her name ain't Victoria, miss. At least, I don't think so.
What?
No. I mean, Victorian architecture is a kind of style of house. I'm saying this house must have a long history.
Oh. Too right about that, miss. It's been here for ages. Come along then. I'll take you in.
Fluttershy doesn't knock, nor does she touch anything resembling a doorbell. She simply leads Tooth Fairy straight to the garden gate. Find Carbon. Therefore, Carbuncle peek out from among the vines before quickly retreating, their eyes still locked on the visitors.
Are these her critters?
You lot are hungry today, ain't you?
From the folds of her oversized frock, Fluttershy pulls out a jar filled with snails.
They ain't for you. They're for the lady of the house. Now please let me and Miss Witch Doctor through.
The Carbuncle refused their entry, shooting out a few tendrils to form a blockade.
Sorry, Miss Witch Doctor. They was much friendlier before.
You've been here before?
Yep. They always let me in straight away. No clue what set them off this time.
Fluttershy stands on her tiptoes, planning to hop over the barrier, but after a quick glance at Tooth Fairy, she abandons the idea.
I don't rightly know what to do. I try calling her, but it won't do much good. Even if she heard me, she won't come out.
You're saying she never leaves her house?
Not that I ever seen.
Do other people visit her?
No.
Oh, I accidentally. Okay.
But you visit her often?
She likes when I bring her snails. You think she eats them? All I know is I gave her snails. And then she asked me to stay around her house for a while. When she's not in a sour mood, she even teaches me some words for arcane skills. But if she is sour, then all she does is hand me some books, and I can't even read most of them. Don't go asking her too many whys. If you do, she says, "Get out!" And you got to go. So far, the longest I stayed was a whole afternoon.
I see.
Tooth Fairy surfaced the old mansion. To her, it looks more like a small castle than a house. She decides not to lose
Maybe
further.
I'm the reason they aren't letting you in. I'll just stay back here.
All right, then. Stay there and I'll tell her about you, miss.
The Carbuncles lower their guards and Tooth Fairy retreats. The strange plants and creatures in the garden clear the way for Fluttershy as she makes her way down the path. Fluttershy raised the nail jar high above her path, as if presenting some kind of token.
Miss? Do you hear me? Wakey, wakey!
The lock clatters heavily, and hinge on the old oak door give a mournful groan.
snails.
He doesn't response. The witch tag is fixed on the unfamiliar woman by the garden entrance.
Who is this?
Well, I don't know her name, but she's a witch doctor. She came here in a car with a flyer of the Uluru qualifiers, so I think she's here for the Oh, I forgot that you don't like the word.
What? Oh, Uluru Games.
Hello, miss. I'm here investigating the source of the Black Fog. You can call me Tooth Fairy.
Go away.
But why?
Rude.
I ain't asked too many whys, Vis, did I? That was only my first one today. Oh.
She realized something.
So I can't come in at all? You promised you'd help me practice my arcane skill.
Then you better not let me catch you saying Uluru ever again.
Why is she so sensitive? The door closed.
Aww. Oh! She left me a book. Look, it's got a carbuncle on it.
Come here, Flutterpage. Are you all right?
I thought I could play at her house today.
Would you like to do something else?
Like what?
Like, see your new friend, Mr. Hat?
Mr. Hat? Isn't there like many Mr. Hat in Reforged 99? What
Ms. Flutterpage, I'll ask you to not wear me on your head.
Haha, just trying to wear
I know I
him.
can fly, but that doesn't mean you can treat me like a kite. Besides, I'm due to begin my patrol. I need to...
A gust of winds blow grimly into the hallway, sparking Flutterpage to give chase.
That gives us some time for business. First of all, allow me to express my respect for your adventurous spirit.
Is
A haunted
Flutterpage
hag
arcane
mansion
skill
whose
wins?
owner feeds on snails. To visit her so quickly on your own initiative was a bold move, Miss Tooth Fairy.
He now has no choice but to admit the existence of the witch.
Here's your tea. No sugar. Just as you asked.
And of course, he has kept the promised Indian tea at the forefront on his mind.
The connection between this lady and the Black Fog will require further confirmation. However, judging from our encounter, she doesn't seem to have much concern for the world outside her home. I also noted that the word Uluru seemed to irritate her.
Uluru? As in the Uluru Games? Not a fan, I take it. It's certainly odd for an arcanist to have a negative impression of the games, though not unprecedented. Which reminds me of this letter. I suspect our fog lady might be glad to hear it.
Mr. Fogg placed a voiced letter between the two of them. The paper swiftly transformed into a white mouse.
Letter from the St. Pavlov Foundation Uluru Games Organising Committee to the Uluru London Qualifiers Organising Committee. Copied to the office of the London Atmospheric Cleanup Committee.
It's like Harry
Due to
Potter.
the rapid deterioration of air quality in London and the presence of an unidentified arcane-related tuberculosis outbreak, we regretfully have decided that the Uluru London qualifiers will be cancelled until further notice to protect the health of competitors and spectators. Competitors still wishing to participate are encouraged to register for the qualifiers in Paris or other cities.
The paper falls itself out and drops back onto the table. Mr. Fogg sighed.
I received this shortly after submitting my report concerning the events on Cross Street.
They're right. It's better for everyone's health.
No
They're coughing
objections
and
here.
burning.
But it's certain to cause
Why
a
are
stir.
they want to continue?
Miss Tooth Fairy, you saw how passionate the citizens were about this event. What it means to them. They'll eat us alive when we announce this. So much more so that it's cancelled because of air quality. The firm will not be pleased, I can assure you. This great city will be the laughingstock of Europe, if not the entire world. Unless there's a way to clean the air in London. Perhaps then I might convince the Foundation to reconsider.
Mr. Fogg, there's only 3 weeks left before the qualifiers. It's a serious effort just to address the smog over London, let alone this new black fog and the disease that has come with it.
3 weeks. 1 for making plans, 1 for enacting said plans, and still 1 more for the final procedures.
It's easier than done, you know? 3 weeks to clean the air? He slumped into his chair with his arm across and glanced furiously at the first letter on the desk. If he can create a plan, why didn't he do it earlier?
What are you doing now, Mr. Fogg?
Thinking, Miss Tooth Fairy, is how I make the plans.
Grimly fleeing pursuit eventually find his way back.
Forgive me for interrupting, Arthur, but I had to call off my patrol earlier than expected. I'm afraid I need a favor of you, Miss Tooth Fairy.
What favor?
Mm-hmm.
Would you mind helping us with some of the sick? After that black fog rolled through, patients with this tuberculosis variant seem to be multiplying as fast as hares in the Great Artesian Basin.
What era is this? They don't know what tuberculosis is. When was tuberculosis announced? Discovered? Can we, know? I'm gonna take a bathroom break first. Okay, I'm back. Let's go. What's happening right now?
Through misty woods, on paths concealed by haze, he thrice died and thrice was born in ancient days. Guide me rightly, that I may not stray.
By the willow fire, a witch is dancing in the ritual ground. She performs her dance alone. Only the shadows cast by the flames accompany her.
Flowers bear fruit, and beasts give offspring's way. With eyes of fire, pierce through the cloudy maze. Failed again. Damn it.
She clenched her right leg, her finger turning white at the tips.
I won't get anywhere so long as I can't move right.
The typical docile Korbankals are now locked in a frenzied shrieking match. What should have been calming ritual has quickly turned into a bloody war.
Enough! The last thing this haunted old place needs is another crazy creature!
Outside of Willow,
My duty lies with you.
okay, okay, let's...
Perfectly understood.
Loading. Charging.
Do have a little faith in me, Master. Flee, mortals! Finally, it's just you and me, Master. Miss Willow!
I swear to God.
He collapsed by the willow fire, causing the intense flame to suddenly die down. He swiftly grabs a blanket
Whatever
from the
thing
fire.
you are, don't think I won't strangle you to death with my bare hands.
Oh my god, she's violent. She struggles to her feet, but just as she's about to stand, one leg is given away. The little girl stumbles through the window and into the room.
Bloody.
She tries to lift herself up for the second time but can only support half of her body. She looks up to find a little face among a pile of shame. There could be no more embarrassing or infuriating way for another to behold her.
You. What are you doing here?
I only wanted to show you the arcane skill you taught me.
Daughter Paige nimbly gets back on her feet, bouncing around as she shakes off her dust. Seeing that the girl is unharmed, the witch turns her face, hiding her fleeting looks of concern.
But you are in a bad mood, aren't you? What happened? I promised I didn't call you Miss Willow in front of others. You said I can call you Miss Willow when it's just you and me, right?
And you actually listened? First time for everything, eh? But it's not about what you call me.
Then what is it?
She stares at Willow in confusion. Suddenly she realizes why she is lying on the ground.
Let me help you up.
I don't need it.
With a flick of her wrist, Willow caught and held lifted. She tried to stand up for a third time using the rough stone pillar beside her for support and finally managed to straighten herself out.
So then if you value my words so highly, what about the time I told you I don't need a knocker-upper?
I remember. You told me there's no sense waking me up for anything. I don't have any work to go to. But I'm not here to wake you up, am I? I already did that for the whole street hours ago.
Oh, have you now? Then maybe you can buzz off and bother someone else. I didn't give my permission to let annoying little flies in my house. I'm in the middle of something important, so leave me be.
Hey, be nice. Oopsie.
Just one more question, miss. I'll be quick. Miss Tooth Fairy and Mr. Fog say you made people sick with the black fog, but I know you didn't do it. Did you? You never told me you can summon black fog.
Done with all that nonsense, are you? If that's all you knocked on my window for.
But if you didn't, I can tell them the truth. Or you could even help them find the black fog. You're the best witch I know.
Their problem is no concern of mine.
Oh. But I did hear something. I was thinking maybe you'd like to hear it too. Letter from St. Pavlov Foundation. Due to, what? Deuterion air quality? And arcane tubal-keeled kiss? They said the Uluru qualifiers are cancelled.
Stop. Do you understand at all what you're saying?
No, but...
Go away.
Aww.
I said get out! You know what I don't want to hear, eh, lass? Your voice.
Oh my god. You don't have to be
And your
rude.
infernal knocking. Don't you never take another step into my house. Never.
What? Okay, steal it on coat and head straight to the floor as Willow leans on her right leg and slips over to the storage table filled with bottle and jars. There's still enough mucus left of her from yesterday's nail for her to use. She pours the liquid from the jar into the cauldron.
Just a wee bit left.
I'm gonna create a ball. Okay, who are you guys pulling? I'm gonna put a ball there and you can vote if you want. He sets the fire alight and the lubricant starts to bubble in the cauldron.
Eat snails?
It's snails.
Let them think what they will. I don't care. The fog hag. A toad monster. The failed work of an ancient alchemist. Yes, of course, Charlotte O'Hagan. You're nothing but an ugly, evil, terrifying fog hag living in a haunted house. You deserve every bit of it.
Oh, don't be like that. You're not ugly, you're beautiful. She lifted her eyes and gazed out the window. To her surprise, she can see the moon. A flurry of small clouds slowly making their way across it. And a flock of silhouette birds sweeping and swirling in tacit harmony. Like the white sheep that roam those vast rocky hills, like the witch in Black Cove who dance together in perfect unison.
What an age. At last, witches no longer need worry about being captured in their sleep, pierced on a stake, or burnt alive.
Our next competitor is our witch from Ireland, a once-in-a-generation talent!
The ancient rituals are different now. We dance, communicating with spirits like a joyful game.
The Uluru Games!
Or a graceful competition.
And the winner for the floor ritual is...
A desirable.
How old is she?
I left the pot on.
Oh my god. The smell signal a point of no return for the lubricant, and its appearance confirms it as she sees a small blackened mass dragged to the bottom of the cauldron. Willow prosthetic leg grind and creak as she joints rub up against each other, causing her hip to itch.
Back and back. Fit for the rubbish now. Rubbish.
She's in desperation right now. She's depressed. Everyone is curious about the witch garden, and everyone picks it except for one small bird. To her, it isn't the angel game, just off cold Flutterpage. Flutterpage is not scared of her. As morning breaks, the rooster crows, announcing the start of another day of hard labor to the people of the East End. In this land of industry, shipyard and factories, there is a dire need of coal, fuel, and the labor to sustain them.
Good morning, sir, madam. This here's your wake-up call. Rise and shine. Wakey time.
Flutterpage looked up to the grey skies above. There is only a touch of blue, and no sun, stars...
Enough! I said enough with the gal! I'm already awake, ain't I? So stop buzzing around!
Why is everyone so good in this country? The season locker up or deftly dodges the basin full of food washing water that has been flung out the window and slips through the alley and onto the next room. They try to throw water at her. She still has a job to do.
Wakey, wakey. Morning's here. Mrs. Wilson, you awake? You can't be late again, or old Mr. Pig Eyes will be on you with his belt. What happened? Didn't she hear me?
Suddenly she saw from behind.
Oi, who did that? Shut up already, Liberty. Didn't you know Mrs. Wilson was sick? She's sick? What's wrong? Doesn't hurt like swallowing a burning coal, does it? Who told you that?
Yeah, maybe. Plenty of folks have been getting that too. My dad says it's a curse.
It's not a curse, dummy.
I'm no dummy, Liberty. You are, believing anything what that hag told you. She's a dirty, ugly old liar, and she's the one who cursed everyone here. She's a toad what can't get out of her house, to see sunlight and decided to curse us all just because she didn't like the fair.
Have you gone off your rocker, Freddy? Just leave me alone. I got work to do.
That's work, eh? You call knocking on people's window work?
Yeah, everyone's in this country is good. So we're going
I climb up in the steam turbines to tighten up the screws, and I clean them chimneys from the inside. Think you can do that, eh?
But I don't want to tighten screws or climb up chimneys. I don't like the smells.
Oh, so you like the smell of this black fog, do you? All thanks to your wicked hag friend.
Hey,
Go
don't be like
away.
that. She whips her clothesline ball at the boy knee with a sharp crack.
Ugh.
The boy looks toward the girl but loses her among the heaps of rags.
Huh?
He swiftles his head toward the sun and stands there, shocked as Father Page deftly leaps over him.
What the?
The fog lady taught me this.
Lady? You mean that hag? I should have guessed. You'd be that ugly Toad Witch's apprentice.
You're not my friend anymore.
The old mansion looks just as it always does, from the strange garden to the ominous building half lost in the haze of the smoke. Even so, Father Page is hit by an unusual feeling, one she can't quite place.
It's not snail delivery day, but after she threw me out of the house last time, maybe I'll go apologize. Maybe then I can learn some more tricks from her, or at least read her books.
The creature's eyes are wiggly.
Hello, hello. Now, why didn't you let Miss Tooth Fairy in last time? She's not a bad person. She even gave me some flying medicine. It was sweet and sour. You think Miss Willow's lonely? She needs new friends, and maybe some flying medicine too.
The sound. The car worker seemed to reject her assessment, leaping side to side in the clear display.
But this time, I won't go through the window. Not that I get why she was so mad. Was it that I stopped her from eating breakfast, maybe? Well, time to figure it out. I bet if I walk in from the front door, she won't be so angry.
Father Page entered the garden like she always does, except this time, the carbuncles don't make way for her. What the noise?
What's wrong?
Father Page swings out the coastline pole, but fails to drive them off. They close in on her, malice in their eyes. Fortunately, a reinforcement come galloping through the smoke.
Miss Flutterpage? What in the blazes are you doing here? Good Lord, hope you didn't get hurt.
Mr. Hat!
Miss Bardley, I'd advise you to please stay a safe distance back.
No.
Carolyn
Just
Bardley.
look at the state of this garden. Oh, Charlotte, what have you been through to fall this far?
Is this her friend?
Which of these darlings shall we attend to first? Perfectly understood.
Loading.
Do have a little faith in me, Master. Stay back, I say.
Victory secure.
Thank goodness, you're in one piece.
I don't get it. They ain't never bit me before.
Well, You must always stay alert when you encounter critters, even in a familiar place. That's some genuine ranger's advice.
A ranger? Are you really a ranger? Can you be a ranger without a real horse? Will I get a hat like you if I get to be a ranger?
It's a floating hat. What do you think? Fortunately, a hat's range of expression doesn't include awkwardness or much as for the matter.
Hi, miss. Are you here for the lady living here?
Lotte Page circles the familiar lady, looking her up and
Miss,
down.
you look a lot like Miss Willow, the fog lady. So straight and proper like a swan.
Miss Willow, you said?
Lotte Page claps her mouth before realizing she wasn't the one to utter this name.
Yes, Miss Willow. Did she say you were allowed to call her that too, miss?
Allowed?
Even her side carries as a legal melodic quality.
What kind of nutter has she become? Thank you for taking me here, Mr. Brimley. I can handle the rest myself.
She makes a gentle motion with her hand, signaling that she has finished talking.
You're welcome. Let's go, shall we? Hey, little tacker? It's not safe to leave you here. I'll escort you to the hospital. Miss Tooth Fairy needs your help.
All right.
Lotte Page holds onto Brimley's coat as the two of them leave the garden. She looks back a few times. Her lens remains totally unmoving. It's as thought she can converse with the owner of the house through her state alone. Temporary hospital.
I thought a hospital was a big building. This is more like a fair. Only with sick people.
Patients lie on basic steel frame beds. Their once pristine white sheets now marked with yellow and gray stains. Ew, that's gross. In the face of such scene, the bright flags of the Ulu games now look lifeless and limp.
Well, you're right there, mate. It's not your typical hospital. Arthur's calling it the London Emergency Relief Centre for Special Tuberculosis Patients.
But it's still kind of a hospital, ain't it?
She doesn't linger on this thought for long. The image of the unfamiliar lady in Willow's garden won't leave her behind.
Who's that swan lady? She's not from Cross Street. How did she know Miss Fog Lady?
Swan? I suppose you mean Miss Caroline Bartley. We're hoping she'll be our lifesaver.
Mr. Fogg appeared behind them, looking rather pale.
Lifesaver?
Exactly so.
There's a curious spark behind Mr. Fogg's eye. He looks straight ahead and speaks.
See, my hat friend. We civil servants can actually accomplish a thing or two. We found Miss Bartley, a shining star of Uluru, a talented competitor, and above all, she's an insider. She arrived in London days ago, looking for our Fog Lady. She claimed to be an old acquaintance. Some luck, isn't it? If she can figure out the connection between her, the Black Fog, and this fiery TB... Oh, speaking of which, that Miss Willow truly has a special name.
Heh. What are you laughing at? How long have you been up, mate?
A thought crossed Brimley's mind. His partner has probably hardly slept all week. A burst of glorious fire illuminated the fog walker's face like sunlight breaking through a gap in the grey sky.
Who needs to sleep at a time like this? I'm more than energetic. I'm a veritable locomotive. Better than ever.
What the?
Arthur, you need to get some shut-eye, mate.
Is that what you think? That I'll just go back home for a little rest now? Now of all times. Dead wrong, mate. We've got rounds to make at the London Emergency Relief Centre for special tuberculosis patients. Come with me, my chapeau chap. We've got a city to save.
Is she hallucinating right now? Mr. Fogg grabbed the hobby horse and forcibly drags William with him.
Alright. Miss Flutterpage, go find Miss Tooth Fairy, would you? She said your arcane skill might be of some help.
The two of them quite quickly vanish into the street.
My arcane skill? Help? How can I help a witch doctor? Maybe Miss Tooth Fairy will tell me. But where is she? So many people here. I can hardly tell them from one another. Oh, but she has got those golden fairies with her. Maybe I can see them. Like how Miss Willow taught me.
To control the wind, you need to learn to see it first. Can you see the wind, lass?
She can see
Only when
wind.
it's blowing something around, like dust or old paper. But I ain't got nothing like that with me now. I used all of it when Freddy tried to catch me. Is there anything else I can use?
She scans through the pale yellow smoke. The fluttering Uluru reflects informing her of the wind direction.
Oh, I see it.
The wind picks up and the flags alongside with the people's clothes start to flutter in the same direction.
What with this wind, eh? Where's it coming from?
I think she's powerful.
Please, is there any good Samaritan who can spare a blanket? Oh, God bless you.
The smoke dissipates in the wind, and for a brief moment the air is notably clear in this small corner. At one of the beds, the little golden fairy is being held by its wing and placed into a patient's mouth.
Miss Tooth Fairy!
Flutterpage, there you are.
She swiftly closed the patient's mouth, making him swallow her beside medicine before walking briskly over to Flutterpage.
What's wrong?
We've got to find a way to clear up the sky.
Okay. How long is the story? I'm like into piece of other to the famous part-time black blog. Black Swan. The outdoor door clicks open, the inside air meeting the outside and stirring up a faint mist. She struggled her way through the garden, a brazier in her arms.
It's been near a week.
With every step, her right leg gives out a painful creak. He looks at the half-open window. This week has seen a number of uninvited guests, but not one of them was the one she's been hoping to see. That curious little thing who flutters back and forth like a sparrow. Oh, she misses her.
This is how the world works. I should have known. I'm always too naive.
You miss her. This is feel like Citlali. Willow and Citlali are almost like the same. First she gathers her twins and then she strikes a match, throws it into the brazier and waits for the fire to grow. As the fire intensifies, she gathers the trash from around the garden, most of which is flung into her garden by her neighbor, and adds it to the fire.
A dead mouse. Classic. Sure to disgust me.
Willow picks up the decaying moss carcass and tosses it into the flames. The fire flaring up the fixly, it nearly scorched her eyebrow. Then the ugly yeek she would often watch from the window, her dark eyes fixed onto the people who passed by.
Rotten apples and eggs from that boring old codger. I suppose he's down to his last teeth now. Soon enough, the only thing he'll be eating is porridge. Bit of comfort in knowing he hates porridge.
Even now, the old mansion doors and windows remain firmly shut. The owner's face hasn't been seen for many years. All the neighbors know is that a fearsome witch lives there.
Hands burnt by steam. It's a curse. Bumping into ghosts during the Samhain. Curse. Lost everything betting on the ponies. Each and every misfortune must surely be Willow's curse.
He picks out some garlic from the garbage bin. This simple seasoning can be repurposed as heat or fertilizer.
Superstitious fools.
The only item that cannot be utilized are the wooden carvings with bizarre symbols on them, rumored to possess the power to ward off demons.
Shysters.
Demons banishing water is the most clumsy and silly item, but it's also the most manageable to deal with. Willow simply lets it be, treating the water poured into her garden as free irrigation.
Brats.
This is the worst offender. He'd be hiding the plant after killing them outright. He digs up the tainted soil, ready to wash later.
Oh. Well, now these are new, aren't they? Blood-stained rags.
Oh my god.
Wonderful. Sooner or later, they'll all cough their lungs out.
Click, clack. The stiffness in her right leg is unbearable. Mosquitoes seem to splash in. Moments later, Willow's legs gives away, and she crawls into a patch of potato flower. Soil. A lean, decomposing body.
No!
She smacked her prosthetic on the knee, as if the blow will set the joint back in its rightful place. She grabbed the deck as she tried to get to her feet, struggling. This is a struggle she's long grown used to. Hurt by the sound of her stride, the carbuncle slowly makes their way towards her.
Away with you!
The critter scattered darting behind her lip and watching her quietly from a distance. She clutched a vine with one hand, but it only throws her off balance and she falls to the ground once again. Oh my god, she's so sad. She is more proficient in the art of balance than almost anyone, yet she also finds it more difficult than anyone to adjust to even the small imperfection.
I don't need to cast my arcane skills. Stand up. Stand up. You loser, you.
Oh my god.
I need machine lubricant. I suppose I need to buy some.
This time she makes it to her feet. Clack, clack.
I can do this. I will do this. All by myself.
Her steps go clearer, more steady. She grips the delicate metalwork of the
Nothing
gate.
to it. Let's go.
Her clacking like a slow mournful melody. She stepped into the smoky, somber street of London. There's a makeshift sign on the door.
Shop closed due to illness, while the owner has gone to Miss Tooth Fairy for treatment. Please leave your name, order and address on the list below, and we will deliver it to your home as soon as the owner recovers.
He picks up the pen, then sets it down again without writing a single word.
Tooth Fairy. Alright. Then I can find the owner if I go to this Tooth Fairy. Is she some kind of doctor, then? Not that she could treat what ails me anyway, eh? What other shops might sell canary saliva and lanolin snail's slime?
What kind of shopping is that? She wraps her cloak tighter around her body in an attempt to fend off the cold damp air.
All this time I could have done this, if only I hadn't relied on others for so long. There must be another store for arcane supplies. But...
Click, clack, click, clack.
I think I need to lie down.
The cold hues of the night still lingers in the morning mist. The Thames has never looked so quiet. Across the river are red flags fluttering like burning balls of fire. A smattering of white emergency medical tents are scattered below them. A trampled Uluru qualifier fire slows down to her feet, crashing against her.
Sports fanatics, black fog, strange tuberculosis. All these things have nothing to do with me. All I need are my ingredients, nothing more. I ought to just order what I need as a home delivery. Ask them to leave the package at the entrance of the garden once a week. As for the fees, I'll just have to sell all me old medals. That'll be enough to support me until I become a proper hag. Then I can never leave my house till the day I die.
What the...
There's something dark rising up from the water. It's nothing special. A bit of old rope, or an old boot. Why can't it be a swan? A black swan here? Really? That's why you ought to go out more often. Else you'll miss these precious moments. A chance to see something special, like a black swan. Look at it. Some creatures are born with these smooth, pitch-black feathers. But it's only under the sunlight that you can see their iridescent shine. That's when all the other animals can only look on and feel themselves inferior. They can never stand out from the crowd in the same way.
Oh my god, this is so sad.
Your silence is an answer. I know it. Just as I know every time you lash out and curse, you're cursing your own failure. Walk closer, Charlotte. Why don't we take a better look at it? Look at its gracefully long neck, those magnificent wings, and how it glides across the water. All swans are beautiful, but only the black feathers make it truly stand out. It brings back some memories, don't it? The feeling of being one with the swans and the flow of each step of our dance. We were so close to perfection. All we needed was for you to spread your wings and fly. Fly to Paris, Cairo, Istanbul, and eventually to the Uluru Rock. Then it comes to me, and I can hold it in my arms, lift it above my head. This perfect, shining golden medal, standing on the Uluru Rock.
Oh my god, she's so sad.
Miss Willow, but what are you doing out here? You've got to move. Black fog is coming straight for you.
Ignore the noise. Eyes on the swan.
Don't ignore it.
It's only a tacky, white swan, covered in soot. How ridiculous it looks now, wearing that false disguise. The poor thing, it must have been covered accidentally.
Miss Willow, why are you looking at that swan? It's dead.
It's dead?
Of course it's dead and gone. That's right. What kind of swan would want to be with something so ugly and stained? Of course it's ended up alone. Died alone. What else were you expecting? You didn't really believe that spread your wings and fly bollocks, did you?
Oh my god.
Hello? Can you hear me, Miss Willow?
You ought to thank the black fog for lifting your illusion. Now you can see it rightly. You're not some special black swan that was born to greatness. You're nothing but.
Miss Willow, you... What's wrong with your leg?
But a cripple.
Come back for the paint.
I think your leg is not the only thing that's wrong. Willow Lord has had to see the father face standing at her feet. Tooth Fairy stands a few steps away from her. Father Page gently touched her prosthetic leg, revealing the secret she has been too proud to admit for her last 10 years.
Why? Why didn't you tell me about your...
You're much stronger than I thought, Miss Willow. If you allow me to address you as such.
Leave me be. I'm going home.
I'll walk you home. I got you. Miss Tooth Fairy and I was just chasing after the black fog, but I can walk you home first.
I just want to go home.
I'll go with you.
She stretches out her hand and pulls off. Willow goes in confident.
Flutter Page.
Willow shots her hand away.
Huh?
Stop following me!
Miss Willow!
I just want to go home!
Flutter Page remains in place. Her eyes suddenly filled with tears. The fairy stepped forward and pulled her into her heart.
I don't want you to follow me.
Okay, walk the look on the edge Willow. Oh my god. It's so sad seeing someone down like that.
The floor ritual is one of the most popular events of the Uluru Games. It has a bewitching style that generates a resonance between the dancer and audience. Charlotte was a genius. She was born for it. And God has sent her a coach covered in dark feathers and skilled in ancient Celtic runes. Coach Raven taught her the primal witch dance that ignited a fire within her. At least, until that tragedy 10 years ago, which took her leg. Coach Raven had given her a pocket of flower seeds as a reward for all her diligent practicing. It said they were from the druids in the forests of Glastonbury. I guess she planted them around her house and got this garden. Now all these bizarre plants share the same strange air with their owner.
The plants in the National Garden are all dropping towards the ground. There is a new sense of weariness that wasn't present during Tooth Fairy's last visit. The woman by the door gently shakes her head as Flutterpage crawls around on her knees searching for bugs among the foliage.
Thank you again for having me over. That's all I have to say about Charlotte.
Flutterpage head poked out from between the plants.
What's a druid? Is it a place? Do they have canaries and snails there?
A druid isn't a place. It's a title. An identity.
Identity? Oh, like a name. Just like Flutterpage, right?
She quickly falls back into her room, musing.
Thank you for your cooperation, Miss Bartley. I'm sorry to be taking you away from your practice.
Alright. Karen glanced once more at the narrow window of the old Victorian house inside the shop. It's very not, but Caroline seems to be an unusual hesitation as she deliberates over her choice. In the end, she yells,
Please do something. Anything to bring her out of this hole she's dug for herself. Whatever you do, break down her door, drag her out by her hair, even blow up that old mansion. Just don't let her hide in her stupid house. She'll let you inside now. There's no longer any power preventing you. I can sense it.
Oh my god.
You know this place well. Have you visited her here before?
Caroline bites her lip, holding back the words on the tip of her tongue. Then she walks away.
I think Miss Bartley wants to come in with us.
Maybe so, but she's made her choice. She doesn't want to join us inside.
Tooth Fairy shakes the jar in her hand, not containing her unusual Tooth Fairy, but filled with a collection of
Let's go,
lanolin
Flutterpage.
snails.
We still have work to do.
Whatever you say, Miss Witch Doctor.
The two of them step cautiously into the garden. The soil compacting under their feet, there is nothing left to obstruct their path. They step around a few threatening looking paths as they take the winding road to the creaky old mansion. The fairy goes to knock, but the door swings open at the moment of start.
The door isn't locked. Let's get inside.
Oh no! Willow sits at the table, prepared for one. They are surrounded by an exorbitant. Aside from the full English, she's... Why can I click this? Watch it.
Sorry to interrupt.
Willow casts aside basic manners, neglecting to invite her guest to sit and cuts herself another piece of sausage.
Diets high in sugar and fatty oils may well lead to stomach illness, Miss O'Hagan.
She continues to eat her lavish brunch.
I choose the name Tooth Fairy instead of my real name, Campbell. But did you choose to let people call you Willow? Or do you prefer the name Charlotte O'Hagan? That is the name of an excellent Uluru flora-ritualist.
The crest of chivalry interrupts her once more. When Willow swept her arm across the table, the silver beasts clatter loudly as they fly to the floor.
Tooth Fairy. Some kind of doctor, right?
think your prescription is a little fuzzy. I'm no athlete. I've only got one leg. This Charlotte has nothing to do with Willow. Just like I've nothing to do with the Uluru Games.
So far as I know, the Uluru Games do not exclude people with disabilities from full participation.
To be sure, but only if you enjoy parading yourself around for embarrassment. I think I'll pass, thanks.
No one should feel embarrassed by competing, least of all the competitors challenging themselves. That is the point of the Uluru spirit.
You guys with great effort notoriously stamping out the frog with her prosthetic in the process.
Excuse me? I don't remember having asked you for a running commentary.
I'm sure you already know the answer in your heart. You have wisdom and experience.
Who even invited you here? It's time you leave.
I'm here representing our mutual friend, Flutterpage.
The mention of the name Willow pause and steps back.
What for?
I understand that usually the only one welcome inside is Flutterpage, but I'm here to apologize on her behalf.
Apologize?
Displays a small jar of snail in the
What's
tree
this?
An apology gift. She ran off a little before sunrise to collect these for you. She collects these arcane creatures you use to make the lubricant for your prosthesis, right? But she's afraid that you'll get angry at her again, so she asked me to give it to you.
Oh, I see. Now I'm the hateful, angry, wicked witch.
No, you're not. The things that these people say about you, they aren't true. As I mentioned, Flutterpage wanted to apologize because, quote, she didn't want to break your heart. Miss Bartley has told her many things about you. She never knew you're such an outstanding competitor.
Caroline?
Caroline. This fairy slowly puts the jar of snail close to her.
So, will you accept her gift?
Willow delicately places her fingertips on the jar, either pushing it away or not.
Nosy little brat. Where is she now? In the temporary hospital?
You want to see her?
The witch rejects face.
Don't push me! All right, it's my own fault. I shouldn't have treated her that way. That what you wanted to hear, is it? Fine then. You'll have what you want. Just take me to her.
She's waiting by the door.
What?
Flutterpage cautiously peeks out from the edge of the doorframe, her white eyes scan the room for any sign of danger. At this point, there is no turning back.
Fine. Come on in then.
I can like her, right? Wait a minute. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. I don't know why, but it suddenly wouldn't let me click anything.
Don't push me!
He pulls the snail jar close to her head.
All right, it's my own fault. I shouldn't have treated her that way. That what you wanted to hear, is it? Fine then. You'll have what you want. Just take me to her!
She's waiting by the door.
What?
Flutter Page cautiously peeked out from the edge of the doorframe, her white eyes scanning the room for any sign of danger.
Miss Willow.
At this point, there is no turning back.
Fine. Come on in then.
Unable to deal with her emotion, tears well up in the Flutter Page eyes once again.
Stop your crying. Listen, I shouldn't have treated you so wickedly the last time. And the time before that.
The fairy gives a sullen nod.
Now would you stop that crying? At least not here in my...
Without a moment of hesitation, Flutter Page strikes towards her. Willow hands open and closed like a spider racing in front of her legs. She's not sure whether she can catch this chaotic bundle of cracks.
Oi.
Bang. She managed to catch her only to be knocked back into the floor.
I'm sorry. I'm really very sorry. I swear I won't break into your house no more. I'll only come in when you let me. I'll do anything you ask. Say anything you need me to say, miss.
She unconsciously looks to the fairy only to see that her full attention is directed at the little ritual painting on the wall. Willow gently taps the back of the Flutter Page next to several layers of old clothing.
So, could I still come around again sometime?
Willow pressed her hand towards the girl's mouth, stiffening her sobs.
Stop your crying first, lass.
Okay, I'll stop crying.
With a soft push, Flutter Page drifts into the air like a shuttle in the wind. Even with the removal of her Flutter Page wraith, Willow is left on the floor, unable to get up.
What? Can I help you?
Flutter Page moved closer, reaching out both hands in line with Willow's. She takes the offered hand and raises steadily, the sudden gust of wind helping her find her balance.
Enough. Enough. I've had too much of this for one day. Would you mind if I politely asked you to leave? You do have a black fog to chase after all, don't you? Just so you know, it truly has nothing to do with me.
Miss O'Hagan.
Call me Willow, child. What else do you want to say?
Would you let the food stay in your tummy for a bit longer? Eat a little more. I don't want you to be so skinny.
Willow pries Flutter Page's arm from around her waist, gently pushing her back.
All right, now leave me be, please.
This flustered. The fairy takes Flutter Page's hands as they leave the room. The old house sinks back into silence. There is no sound save the heavy. There is what?
She's seen too much of
There
this
is no sound
embarrassing
save for
side
the
of
heavy
me.
ticking of the grandfather clock. Raining fish.
So, I dreamt of eating a marshmallow last night, but it tasted like rubber. And the next day, my wife asked me why I ate the cotton she had in her nose. I said it's because the air was so dirty that I wanted to block up my throat. And she laughed. Of course. She says it might be better now that I can't shout and holler whenever someone scores.
A burst of static fills the air as the radio owner checks the
These
station.
are the highest level of professional arcanists. Their abilities lie far beyond the limits of our bodies, our perception, and everything else.
Arthur, mate, do you know what you're doing?
Go on then. Be a little louder. May as well let everyone know a trusted servant of His Majesty's government and his
God.
talking hat are hiding out in a pile of litter.
What's going
Oh,
on
that's
here?
what you're worrying about? I guarantee you, no person in their right mind will think that a brilliant mind such as yourself would decide to hide in a rubbish pile pretending to be a potato.
Ha ha. Since when did you become a comedian?
I learned from the best, mate. Once I'm back in Oz, I hope to be awarded the title of Duke of Sydney Slapper.
What the?
Not that anyone gives a toss about titles of nobility back home. We've got more important things to worry about in the Redlands down under.
You know, Brimley, old chap, you don't have to be a duke to be above people. All you need is someone tall enough to wear you on his head.
Bloody oath, mate. Like I'd let anyone pop me on their head. I'm an intelligent being, not a bloody accessory.
Shh.
A small monocular kicks out from among the...
Look at that sailor over there. See the ropes in his hand? That right there is presently the most valuable material in all of London to me.
Right.
What?
A bit of rope. And what about it, mate?
It's essential that I have it for my invention. We'll just wait for him to throw the ropes into the pile here, and then we'll be off. Just as simple as that.
What is going on here?
Come closer. Closer. Ready now. He's nearly here. It's no longer useful to you, son. Just throw it down.
A ball of pressure attack with this cat. 6 foot over here.
Mate, there's a lot of good that's come of being awakened. I treasure all the adventures we've shared. But I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't have awakened if I knew I'd end up in a rubbish bin covered in fish guts.
Just a little mistake. Just a little mistake.
Oh my god, this is like
What are all
X.
these for, exactly?
Mr. Fogg gestured for Brimley to come closer. With proud whoosh, opened the large sack he's been filling up over the last 3 days.
These are my collections so far. A klaxon, a watering can, a fishbowl, and...
a chamber pot?
Despite his lack of facial expression, teacher Mr. Fogg can sense pride with this.
You've gone full bonkers, mate. You're the fog walker. Aren't you ashamed of hiding in rubbish, stealing old junk?
It's not junk, old chap. Every piece here will be invaluable to our work.
Mr. Fogg faced hardens as he turned his gaze towards Brimley.
Each one is a necessary component for my invention.
What invention?
Your invention?
For... Ahoy, sailor! You over there, please wait!
Mr. Fogg, attention is clearly still flicked on the sailor.
Would you mind terribly leaving us those old ropes you've got there?
Good lord, he's bound for the sanitarium at this rate.
What's wrong with these people?
Move along, no pushing. Everyone will have their chance to vote for their favourite competitor.
Oi, Sweeney, you only pushed me out of the queue. Good bloody job, mate.
I'm voting for number 007, Molson. Mawson? The first timer? Not on your life, mate. I'm down for 005 Bartley. She's the top seed.
The alley is full of stars for Uluru qualifier. A crowd of people is gathered. The trays painted with Uluru symbol in the
3 days to the qualifiers. Vote while you still can. Sir, oi, you over there with the black brolly. Come on over and vote for the winner. Oi, mister, stop your pushing.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
Sorry, mate, we're on patrol.
Sir, we have a situation over there.
Let's follow them.
Now introducing the competitors for the Uluru London qualifiers.
Bartley! 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 Oi! Who pushed me?
Ouch! Mind your step, will you?
Me? Was you that pushed me, weren't it? You should be the one minding your own feet.
Arthur, I think we're only making things worse trying to move through this crowd.
Looks like we found our troublemakers. What do we do?
Keep up with him and bring him in.
Yes, sir.
You know what, let's just use this game.
Program activated.
Okay.
Perfectly
loading.
Please, allow me. Feel this dark embrace.
They are much naughtier than the Foundation's.
Arthur, next time, don't get me involved. I think I'm feeling sick.
But he gave us the rope after all.
What the hell? Mr. Fogg has more
Stop
like
right
a floating
there.
hand. He turns his hands and the extended
Seems you
behind
two
his-
rough sleepers are wanted in connection with a fight breaking out on Cross Street. I'll ask you to come quietly and cooperate.
Mate, say something.
Wonderful. Now I have everything I need for my experiment. The
What the-
properties of this sea-worn rope should be able to conduct the large particles into the purification vessels.
Mate, shut your gob for a minute and listen.
Yes, perfection. But how to measure and screen the size of the particles? We will need more sophisticated equipment. Huh?
Oh.
Why am I being handcuffed?
Because you're being placed under arrest, sir.
The moment the two constables draw near, they freeze in place.
Wait a second.
Their eyes widen.
Mr. Fogg, is that you?
Bloody hell! Are you seriously telling me you recognize Fogg before me? How many talking hats do you know?
Terribly sorry, gentlemen. I might not have recognized you through all this fog, were it not for that iconic umbrella of yours.
What?
Oh, naturally. Just as I've somehow failed to recognize the two ignoramuses that tried to handcuff a hat.
How do they handcuff a hat? The short-term constable gives a serious subtle eyes to
We're sorry again, Mr. Fogwalker and Mr. Brimley. But we do need to ask you some questions. What with you running around, disturbing the peace, and nicking all these strange things you got there?
Oh, I didn't steal anything. This is all just rubbish, and it's for official business. I'm going to lift the fog from London.
The two constables paused for a moment before their face spread into an awkwardly sardonic smile.
I see. All just a terrible misunderstanding, then. Naturally, a bit of old rope, a car horn. Unmistakably the latest in technology. Anyways, mates, best we let you go. You've got a city to save.
My God.
We'll be off now.
With her hand can be moved, bravely to take some moment to stretch. How can a
Glad
hand
that's over.
stretch?
I'm no fan of handcuffs, even if I don't have any hands.
A little quiet, old chap. I'm just in the middle of a thought.
What?
How might I assemble it?
Huh?
I'm sorry, mister, but I just heard what happened.
Huh?
Huh?
Neither one of them had noticed the little girl who had appeared before them. She looks only half as old as Flutterpeach.
Did you say lifting the fog, mister? Are you really going to get rid of the big, scary fog monster?
She blinks, her eyes bright and sparkly as she stares at Mr. Fogg like a little goldfish in a tank.
Will that mean you can cure my mummy? And bring back the blue sky?
Grimly glanced at Mr. Fogg.
Right?
When no one responded, the little girl grew anxious.
And then we can still have the Uluru Games, right?
Her eyes darted back and forth between Grimly and Mr. Fogg. Look, her
My
in the
mummy
face.
said if the fog keeps sticking around, making people sick, then the games won't come.
A faint sob started to cut in her voice. Mr. Fogg crossed and shook his sack of faces, spreading them out on the ground.
Mate, this really isn't the time or place.
A klaxon, a probe, a spoon, and a spool of weathered rope. Assembled like so, perhaps using a large pot or a baby's bathtub.
He furrows his brow, absorbed in the task at hand. The girl gets on her knee as she leans in to get a closer
It will still need a touch of the miraculous.
He gently blows into the base of the glass vessel. There's a crackling sound as few sparklights flash briefly in the glass container. Before long, a tiny steady light is glowing within.
Voila!
It's breathing.
The machine hums as it grows in the air, filtering it and release it through the other side.
Yes! The Uluru qualifiers will not just be fog-free, my little friend. They will be sunny. But I'll need some help. Would you and your friends join me in this project, young lady?
The little girl face blushed red.
Yes, I'll help. I'll ask my grandpa, my mummy, and Auntie Martha to help too.
The more the merrier. We are going to build the largest fog purification machine on Earth. The London Air Pollution Auto Detect Cleaner.
That just looks like a great honking big vacuum to me, mate.
He may be a klutz, but he's heart in the right place.
Sulis, Sulis, all life's offerings I bring, as sacrifice to you from the growing spring. The light will sprout within the world's egg lay. Your endless quest brings parents' joyful day.
Parents' joyful day.
What are you, a parrot?
After hanging in the upside down.
Fine. Keep on then.
After hanging in
Annoy
the
an
upside
old woman to
down
death
portal
if you like.
Even then, for an hour, Willow finally decided to break the pattern.
Another bad mood, eh, Miss Willow? This one's your worst this week. I counted it up. Every 32 hours, steady as a clock. You start scolding me, scolding the plants, the ants, even flowers.
I thought we'd agreed. No more peeking round my house without permission.
Yeah, but you didn't kick me out, did you? And you gave me some rye bread and lemon jam. Don't quite know why you keep trying to act the big meanie, Miss Willow. I know you're a softie now, deep down.
The gibbons of spinning Willow finally gives away, sending her quickly to the ground. She hits the floor with a heavy thud.
Miss Willow!
Ouch! Oh, it hurts.
Are you practicing the qualifiers?
The distant forest teach her. The corner of Willow must twitch.
Hello again, Miss Swan.
The blonde woman stands on the other side of the garden fence, her face half covered by the curved stem of carnivorous plant. Recitation and challenge.
Be careful. Now you can spit it out. Right.
From which points into the bucket to regular.
That's the 5th one today. I added a bit of powder into the candy to loosen up their phlegm. It should help them breathe a little easier.
Thank you so much, Doctor. We really had no idea what to do with this new variant of tuberculosis. You and the Foundation have been a real asset to us.
You're welcome. This is a matter of vital health for all of us. I'm very glad to see the treatment is proving effective. And I hope that our clinical experience here might contribute to solving this fog curse as well.
All I'm hoping for is for this mess to end soon, so we can go watch the games together.
Really? So the staff here are fans of the Uluru Games as well?
Not just the staff. Everyone here loves a bit of sport. We're always listening to the broadcasts over the radio down in the ward. It's all quite motivating. Sometimes we even get the patients out onto the commons to practice. Something about the coming of a big sporting event always brings people together.
That's all very good to hear. But actually, it was this poster that grabbed my attention.
The picture is faded, it's so difficult to make out the face of the athlete.
That's her. Gorgeous, isn't she?
May I ask who she is?
She happens to be this patient's favorite competitor of all time. She collected all of her posters and clippings. She even keeps a few photos of her as a bookmark, and in her purse.
Her favorite ritualist.
Looks like you haven't had a proper guest in ages. Have you forgotten how to make a cup of tea?
You like to presume, don't you? So why are you here then? Just to enjoy the sound of a door slamming in your face?
Oh, how terrible of me for wanting to visit an old friend.
So then, Miss Bartley, you came all the way down from Yorkshire just to gawk at an old rival? I should feel lucky, should I? Truth is, I don't care to chatter about with you. Not now, not ever. So you can just turn around and march yourself home. Flutterpage, back to business.
Professor Fish is too busy staring at the Colorado Raceway camp.
Why'd you send her away like that? She just wants to practice with you. She likes you.
Focus on your stopwatch. On the count of 3. No time to waste.
She's still there.
She's none of our concern.
And you ain't seen each other in a long time. Bet she misses you a lot.
For Pete's sake, Buzzy. No one does something like that just out of the goodness of their own heart. She has her reasons.
Flutterpage obediently closes her mouth but can't help herself from giving Caroline a reluctant glance.
Charlotte, you know she's right. I have missed you. I want to see you. But if you really want to know the reason, I want to challenge you again. The question is, do you?
Do you know her?
Charlotte O'Hagan.
Oh, right. That's the name. Truth is, if it weren't for our little patient, I doubt I'd remember her. Most people think she's too old to compete now, that she's, retired to God knows where. Others say she's become an addict, wasting her life away.
An addict?
I guess I heard in the gossip rags that some people think she's keeled over and died. Too bad for this young lady, but I doubt we'll ever see her in the games again. Wherever she is, she's like us not to lose, even if she did compete.
You just want to announce to the world you've beat me, eh? Think that'll be a fair challenge, do you? Perhaps you ought to find someone a little more your speed. Someone who's still in one piece. Again, Miss Bartley. Please turn around. I haven't any sort of tea you'd like.
You have changed, haven't you, Charlotte?
After a brief moment of surprise, Caroline throws a ribbon at Willow. The ribbon rests briefly, grazing the side of Willow's body before shooting past her.
What the blazes are you doing? What?
Caroline pulls the ribbon back toward her, the cup landing squarely in her hand. She stands very calmly, her
You
eyes on
just
the
said
wheels.
you don't have any tea I'd like, but I think this one is just to my taste.
Wow, Miss Willow, that ribbon is amazing. It can go from long to short in a second.
Aye. A little toss of the ribbon to take control of an object at a distance of 10 meters. Catch an object after a turn. You did it. Well done. But your aesthetics were lazy. You're controlling the angle of your left shoulder, which is good, but it only means you're compensating for your poor stance.
What then? Are you expecting me to say thank you?
No need. Thank yourself for all that hard practice you must have done over all those years. You're almost good enough now. Almost. Keep the cup. Let's go back to our timing, Flutterpage.
All right. Goodbye, Miss Swan.
Now for a moment, Caroline stands the motionless cup in hand. Then she gradually lowered her eyes, placed the cup on the fence post, and turns to walk away. She had barely walked a few steps when then Willow first hit her from behind, not loud but clear.
Oh, by the by, the ribbon technique you just did, I know you learnt it from me. From my performance at the Beltane exhibition match. Am I right?
Excuse me?
Each and every move, you copied it from my routine, right down to the ribbon.
What?
Miss Swan, your face is all red, like my daddy's face when he reads a funny joke in his punch books.
Me? Learnt from you?
You were taunting me right in front of my face, with my own routine. The very innovator that made it. I suppose it was just an attempt to win my approval, was it?
You really think that, don't you?
But I'm afraid you're not different than when we last competed, Caroline. Aye, you're diligent, but you were never graceful enough. That's what holds you back from glory in floor ritual. Your aesthetic sensibility, it's all you've ever needed, but you still don't have it, do you now? You won't make any real progress reusing my old routines. Not unless you find your own way to express your pneuma and your own signature.
Yeah, many girl, then it burst forth. Why is it so fast?
You really are full of yourself, aren't you, Charlotte? Do you know how many titles I've won at the international tournaments? The Desert Floor Ritual Open, the Aurora Cup World Championship, and many others, let alone Uluru itself. The name Caroline Bartley has long surpassed yours. I am the uncontested top seed in these games. The records of my skills, my own skills, are in the training manuals for new witches. Do you even know anything about the state of the competition these days? The rules and scoring systems are entirely different and higher in every way. The limits you once broke through are now considered standard for beginners. Ha! But indeed, I learnt it all from you. Face it, you've been left behind. You're no longer the model of perfection. You're just a shooting star that shined too briefly but eventually fell away. I am the rising sun. My name will be eternal in this sport, long after yours is forgotten.
Willow smiled her back turning to Caroline.
So be it. Go on. Be the glorious sun. And leave this fading star alone.
Caroline stands in shock. Caroline stands in shock as a couple of dogs take flight, leaving behind a few dancing feathers.
Lisa, you're back. We were just talking about you.
About me? What about me?
About your dream and your favorite competitor.
Oh. Oh, you mean Charlotte O'Hagan?
Yes,
That's great, but Mr. Fogg needs us for a project. He says we can still have the games if we all work together. And maybe everyone will be able to attend the qualifiers. Maybe even Charlotte O'Hagan.
A project?
What sort of project?
The ghost cars
Give me a break. What are they planning to do this time? Another useless build that won't pass the House of Lords?
Sorry for interrupting. Did I hear you mention Mr. Fogg?
Yes, Mr. Fogg. He said he's making something that will lift all the fog from London. It's his great invention. With everyone's help, we can build a huge machine. But he says we'll need lots and lots of things, such as, pistons for the mechanic lung, and...
Kong heard his footsteps go nearer and a large hand tousled the little girl's hair.
I'll take it over from here. Thank you, Lisa.
Mr. Fogg!
Mr. Fogg?
Okay. How many chapters are there?
Miss Willow, I think the water's been shut off. I opened it all the way, but nothing's coming out.
Cut a paste to her head as she drinks it. Close and stick her little finger into the faucet and only a few drips of water. Dangling in midair, Willow wipes the beads of sweat from her face.
Go to the water resource office and ask the staff what's going on. If they're not there, they're probably at the gin barrel.
I know you want me to leave, but how are you going to track the time and score without me?
With a heart that's pure and a body lean, to the hunt I go through forest green.
Her one unexpected slip from her left hand and plummets to the floor.
Back! Pick it up and keep going, Charlotte. The movement's correct. First spin, then run the geranium over the shoulder, let it slide down the back, and as it falls to the ground, step on it to hop into the air. Then... Sulis, Sulis, all life's offerings I bring as sacrifice to you from the growing spring. Ugh, this is all wrong.
The heart twinkling her
Flow needs to be smoother. All right, let's try this again. The sprouting light within the world's egg lays.
As she gracefully descends from the air, her mechanical prosthetic squeaking softly as she lands.
You did it!
This element requires a 720-degree turn. I haven't even made it to 600.
Oh.
Once more from the beginning. Your endless quest brings parents joyful days.
But her body has collapsed on the sculpted to the floor countless times today, and with the setting sun, each fall feels heavier than the last.
How about this time?
I did it.
You did what?
I completed the element. I did it.
Blimey! So you mean you did that move you've always talked about?
A 2.5 turn with free leg backwards and upwards. Wand, throw, and catch.
Does that mean you can complete the ritual too?
Yes.
Willow examined the Garagio in her hand, the tender pink leaf quietly resting in her palm. A single petal has fallen or been harmed in any way.
All right. That's enough for today. It's supper time. Your mother must be waiting for you to come home with beef stew, fried fish, and bread.
But why? You usually train for about 3 more hours.
Not today. I need a break. I'm totally exhausted. Why are you still standing there? Do I need to get His Majesty's limousine to pick you up?
Oh, I get it. If I don't leave now, the critters in the garden will bite my ears.
She mumbles onto herself as she quickly makes her way to the door.
Good. I won't see you off.
A gust of wind blows in through the door as Flutterpage makes her exit. With a flick of Willow wand, she slams it shut behind her. The room settles back into its muted, oppressive stillness. Drip, drip, drip. Willow steps into the pale yellow light of the kitchen and shuts the door behind her.
Bloody. You filthy little stain. Whoever gave you permission to stick to my cauldron?
Who is she talking to? Willow sits beside the sink, absorbed in cleaning her cauldron.
Look at me. I have a whole sink of dishes that haven't been washed. And here I am, fighting a little stain on a cauldron. And when the water's just shut off too. I did ask Buzzy to visit the Water Resource Office. Hopefully it didn't slip her mind. If she even knows how to use it. Never mind. I can clean it off without water.
What? Okay.
I'll do my best. Or this one. Here.
Regaining control
Like
of our bodies.
Metaphor?
Take a deep breath.
Did I miss something?
Just to the right of the left.
Okay. No mistakes.
Now, to preserve this memory in our dreams.
Got it. It's off. You stubborn little thing. Everyone loathes you. Avoids you like the plague. You're just a pathetic little stain clinging to what you can. Do you have no shame to sully the sacred floor with your artificial leg? So what if you finish the element? It won't bring back your leg.
What?
Without it, you're no different from a clown. How could you possibly compete again? You're not qualified. No. I'm not. All the money I spent on this leg, all the efforts I made to finish the ritual, they're utterly pointless. When was the last time I ate dessert? Or even a chip, for that matter. Year after year, I've trained harder than the last to make up for my leg. But what's the point?
He flings the scarving bus into the cauldron as her heavy breathing gradually slowed down.
Forget it. Everything will be all right. Just give up. Stop thinking about it. Stop hoping. Don't look back or ahead. Just look at the cauldron. See how clean it is now? Stop clinging to places where you don't belong. The world is perfect without you.
Don't be like that, Willow. Willow looks back with a reflection of a true athlete. Her gaze quickly falls on the piece of paper on the table.
No!
It's the registration form of the Uluru London qualifier. Her hand clutching the form begins to tremble before long the tremor has engulfed her entire body.
Still intact.
She's going crazy.
Still intact.
For instance.
Hey!
Oh my god.
Miss Bartley! I finally found you!
Vladipage, is that you? I can hardly open my eyes in all this wind. Where are you?
I'm right here!
The wind subsided for the very landing.
You've been looking for me, have you? How did you find me?
I knew where you were staying in London, but you wasn't there when I arrived. Then, the landlady Erica told me to try the training field. Looks like she was right.
She was. I've been training here every day. You know, to settle in before the event.
Good luck, then. Actually, I've come here to deliver a very important and urgent letter to you. Here.
A letter of challenge?
The bold cook cut letters scrawled across the top proudly proclaimed the letter's importance.
I, Liberty Grove, on behalf of Charlotte O'Hagan, hereby challenge Caroline Bartley to see who will become the champion of the floor ritual in the Uluru Games. No matter if you're a seeded player, a champion, or the son you say you are, Charlotte O'Hagan, the only floor ritualist to master the 2.5 turn with free leg backwards and upwards, 1 throw and catch, will defeat you and win first place in the London qualifiers.
What? You mean...
Out of the way! Out of the way! I found the perfect component for Mr. Fogg's machine!
What the... The boy dug through the bustling alley, slipping between the heads in the smoke and landing among the crowd at the corner of the square. The machine, about half the size of a person, is at the center of everyone's attention. The crowd members whisper to each other in excited
This allows us to analyze the composition of the atmosphere.
He lifts his head above his crowd, his voice cutting through the chapters.
If the color of the filter paper meets that of the pollution standard, it will determine that the air is polluted and start working automatically. Let me show you.
Head turned as the crowd stares intently at the measuring tool in Mr. Fogg's hand.
Excuse me! Oi! Mr. Fogg, look! I found a glass stopper! It's the one you were looking for, right?
Stopper in hand, Fred eagerly pushed through the crowd away.
Oh, you found it. Yes, that's exactly what I need.
He gratefully takes the stopper.
Your attention, please. This glass stopper is one of the core components of this machine, which can harness the power of the sun to purify the air. Of course, this is only one component of many.
Are you done talking? We've given you everything you need. Where's our purification machine?
Quite right! We need to see the purification machine.
Discontent and suspicion start to surface among the crowd.
No need to worry, folks. Believe me, there is no one who wants this purification machine to work more than I. So, I've been doing some experiments.
Arthur! Mate!
Here!
Mr. Fogg looks across the crowd, his eyes bright with intent, bumping with the crowd just like a path along the line of his gaze. Grimly, Toothfairy and three dog workers appear at the end of the path. They're hauling a cart carrying a heavy machine.
Forgive me for not helping move it. I'm afraid I'm handless and horseless. I can't do a thing.
What the bloody hell is that? Some kind of mechanical freak?
Not to worry, Brimley. Now, folks, take a look at this. Thanks to your generous donations, my experiments on smog removal have finally come to fruition. Introducing the London Air Pollution Auto-Detecting Purifier Mark II. A high-power, multi-functional air cleaning machine. The current model can only operate for 3 hours at a time. But I'll continue to improve its performance before the qualifiers begin. It's estimated to last a whole day by then. Wonderful! Simply wonderful!
No more smog standing in our way!
Goodness, I can't remember the last time I saw the sun and breathed fresh air. I feel as though I've been rotting.
Mr. Ross's celebration room takes a moment to glance at the figure standing silently off to one side.
It's an honor to see that sweet smile of yours, doll.
I think I'm inspired somehow. I've always felt like a bit of an outsider in London, but this festive atmosphere makes me feel a sense of belonging.
I totally understand. Though I awakened in London, my true home is the land down under, thousands of miles from here. In some ways, I'm an immigrant. This sense of belonging is a treasure.
Inside the sleepy car, the radio broadcasts a fairy tale of life updates.
Yes. As an East London resident, my chest swelled with pride when I learned that the Uluru qualifiers would be held here. I couldn't wait to see what would happen.
That's your 9th sneeze since we got here. Don't blame me. I didn't even want to come. The Uluru Committee ignored my application to stay at the Australian headquarters. They couldn't find anyone willing to come to London with all this smog in the air.
They didn't have much choice either, mate. The Foundation's been preparing for the qualifiers in London for ages. We'll suffer huge financial losses if it's cancelled. Someone has to make the trip to decide whether we should cut our losses or continue to throw money at it. You must have done something to be the lucky one who has to do the job.
Holy!
The car skids to a halt as a group of sooty creatures tell you by the front bumper. As the shuffling subsides, the engine gets
I
up
do
again.
apologise. These little monsters are all over the streets these days.
He sounds so calm. You'd think he was just talking about stray cats. You have to admire the stoicism of the Brits, especially in the face of all this. Honestly, this environment's totally unsuitable for any kind of outdoor activity. Hey, what are you doing?
Making note of the crash that almost happened. These records will be used to decide if the qualifier should be cancelled. Someone has to be the doer, since we already have a whiner on the team, eh?
At long glance at the scenery beyond the window, the man under the mask exhales softly.
Look at all the decorations and posters. So much preparation for an event that won't even be held.
I'm surprised they even want to hold the qualifiers, given the situation.
A gentle silence fills the car, its clarity as soft as blurred as the yellowish smoke outside.
Anyway, let's make it quick and get this job over with. Let me see. We need two things. Evidence that proves the environment isn't suitable for holding the qualifiers, and the profiles of all the participating athletes. Then we can go home.
Next, the changes made to Cross Street. Let's see what the local community has done to prepare for the upcoming event.
The diver reached at rambling hands the radio. Quality turns the phone up to its minimum. On a busy street, a crowd gathered around Mr. Fogg and his purification machine. After some further iteration, its performance has greatly improved. Beside the device, the sign originally in London Air Pollution Auto Detecting Purifier MK2, now it's MK3 thanks to a single additional brass stroke.
3, 2, 1.
Start!
The containers are pieced together from household goods and a glass container, hosting a solid metal mechanical blood purifier. It have to light it a bit. Bit by bit, the yellow smoke hanging in the air is inhaled by its gaping fan. Eyes wide with wonder, the people watch as the world around them gradually turns clearer.
Wow! Look, Dad! Are those clouds in the sky? They're so white and fluffy!
Yes, so fresh. I've never felt anything like it.
Hey, I can even see Keaton's store 50 yards from here. Hello! See, Keaton's waving back!
A wave of joy ripples through the crowd as they erupt into excited conversation. The Fergie watched Mr. Forbes staring upward. There is no celebration from him, only a quiet contemplation.
The first week is for planning, the second for execution, and the last for delivery and paperwork. Looks like you've completed the tasks as scheduled. Are you relieved?
Mr. Fox and I still staring at the blue sky.
This Tooth Fairy. The sun is so golden and warm.
Don't mind him. He's all over the place after working non-stop for the last few weeks. He's just trying to say he's happy, that's all.
What about you? How do you feel?
Me? The ranger's soul inside me has always wanted to gallop beneath the blazing sun. Yahoo!
When we charge forward, coordinately both ahead of us. The fairy watch with a gentle smile, then something catches the corner of her eye.
Hmm? A critter? No. Is that the black fog? What's it doing here?
A faint shadow haze momentarily crossed her vision, vanishing just as suddenly as it came.
I thought the black fog was a result of the increased density of regular smog in the air, but it seems I was wrong. Mr. Fogg's machine has cleaned up the smog around us, but the black fog's still here, and it's getting thicker. How curious. At least now, without the smog covering its trail, I can sense its movements more clearly.
I'm not sitting as you. Doing her best to wave it off to the and she continued to follow the of the enigmatic question. Something tiny and black seems to shudder in her corner deep within the airway.
What's that?
The black creature sprang into motion, vanishing from her sight in the blink of an eye.
Huh?
No, doesn't feel like the time to focus on that little dark lump.
The smog's back.
The smoke rolls back indeed, but this time it has taken on the thick, blackened quality and is accompanied by a handful of unexpected intruders.
I did hear that these little things tend to gather in the quiet alleys of Cross Street. Perhaps they like a visit from the Tooth Fairies.
Okay.
Embrace rather than resist. Regaining control
Hold
of
on,
our bodies.
psychiatrist at work.
I can't believe it.
Or I will. Oh, please.
Hooray. Time to turn the page. Now, to preserve this memory in...
Slipped away at the first opportunity.
You can make out where they went through the thickness of the smoke.
I knew it.
Slightly fatigued, she paused to tidy up again.
But what exactly was it?